What did you just say?
I said I wish I could go back to the beginning of the season. Put some money on the cubby.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're looking at things that Back to the Future got right about the future.
The future.
Voice-activated lights. You know those smart home devices that allow you to turn off the lights by simply using your voice? Well, Back to the Future saw this coming. In a scene during the second film, when the police bring Jennifer to her future 2015 home, the lights turn on at the sound of her voice.
You got a little tranked, but I think you can walk.
Ma'am, you should reprogram. It's dangerous to enter without lights on.
Lights on?
Yes.
For a film that came out in the late 1980s, talk about a bright vision of technological advancement. Amazon Alexa, the now famous voice-controlled smart assistant, debuted in 2014 and transformed the way many people interact with their homes.
Alexa, lock the front door.
Front door locked.
Looking back, the timing is uncanny. It makes perfect sense that Marty and Jennifer's 2015 house would have voice-activated lights. HandsFree Gaming. Playing a video game without touching a controller of some sort may have seemed far-fetched in 1989, but in 2015, not so much. When Marty walks into the Cafe 80s in Back to the Future Part 2, two kids express their disapproval of using hands for gaming.
This is a video game! I got it working!
Do they not realize they're in a place called Cafe 80s? It should be nostalgic. Times were different then, kids.
How do you play this thing?
I'll show you, kid. I'm a crack shot at this.
But lo and behold, by 2015, hands-free gaming actually became a real thing with devices like the Kinect. So, while traditional gaming with a handheld controller doesn't carry the baby toy label expressed in the movie, those kids still gave a sneak preview of a revolutionary gaming experience.
You mean you have to use your hands? That's like a baby's toy.
Multiscreen Experience. Watching Marty Jr. watch 6 channels at once might have seemed silly or totally implausible at the time.
Okay, I want channels 18, 24, 63, 109, 87, and the Weather Channel.
And even now, if you watch Back to the Future Part 2, you can still get that futuristic feel, especially when you remember it came out in 1989.
Weather conditions remain stable.
Plant surgeon Dr. Hadley and
Back then, wall-mounted flat-screen TVs hadn't yet become the norm in homes either. By the 2010s, though, that multi-screen viewing experience actually became pretty normal. It just makes a bit more sense when you're trying to keep up with a bunch of sports games compared to the random mix of channels Marty Jr. had on.
Watching on TV for a change.
Smartwatches. If you're a Back to the Future fan, you know that Doc Brown is ahead of his time.
Roads, where we're going, we don't need roads.
But if you watched Part 2 around the time it came out, the way he uses a device on his wrist would have seemed outlandish. Cool, sure, but still outlandish. During this scene, the scientist and inventor looks at his wrist to check the weather forecast. Sure enough, the rain stops in 5 seconds. Yeah, right.
Right on the tick.
Well, looking back, we can identify what Doc was wearing as a smartwatch because, well, they exist now, as does the ability to check the weather on them. The franchise also predicted the development of electronic tablets, but the smartwatch prediction is a little more apparent and was more far-fetched at the time.
Damn, I'm late!
Augmented reality.
Hey, fruit.
Fruit, please. Thank you.
Marty Jr.'s living in his own world at times. Just check out the wearable tech he's rocking in this scene. His sister's got a pair too.
Dad, it's for you.
Those look like smart glasses, something that wasn't real at the time, but keyword yet. These devices offer immersive tech-driven experiences, a la augmented reality. We also see a similar concept with the shark hologram that startles Marty. While the augmented reality in Back to the Future Part 2 isn't exactly the same as how we use it today, it definitely gave us a sneak peek of what was to come.
Shark still looks fake.
Digital currency and mobile payment. Contactless payment and transferring money wirelessly have become everyday parts of modern life. Back to the Future Part 2 told us this was coming. Or, well, they showed us.
Scan it. I'm in.
We see this technologically advanced payment method when Marty's asked to make a donation for the clock tower, as well as when Biff pays for his taxi ride with a thumbprint.
That'll be $174.50.
Here.
I'd be careful, old timer. There's a rough neighbor.
Okay, so it may not be exactly how we do it now, but the classic film franchise was definitely onto something. Fast forward to the 21st century, and the number of ways to pay has expanded and become more digitized.
I'll count you down. 3, 2, 1. Take it out.
Drones. Whether it's news drones or a dog-walking drone, Back to the Future Part 2 portrays a future of what was once considered unusual aerial activity. While the USA Today news drone in the film doesn't look like the actual non-military drones that eventually flew into our society, the concept is the same: journalistic drones, many of which have cameras. And of course, drones for business, research, and personal use have come into play as well. Director Robert Zemeckis came up with the drone idea for the movie during a spitballing session. Who knew his spitball idea for a movie would actually become a part of reality?
The shot is incredibly steady. How difficult is it to achieve that?
Well, it's the technology's really leapt on recently, so it means that there's a platform that the camera is mounted on, which essentially is stabilized in real time.
Fingerprint ID scanners. While fingerprint recognition and biometric devices had existed in some form before Back to the Future, the film franchise imagined them becoming even more technologically advanced by 2015. And they were right.
It's called Touch ID.
Whether you've used your Touch ID to unlock your phone or your laptop, or to fill in your password, you've likely used this technology in some form. In Back to the Future Part 2, Jennifer uses thumbprint recognition to open her front door.
Welcome home, Jennifer.
At the time the movie came out, this seemed super futuristic. Like seriously, no more keys? Fast forward to the 21st century, and while house keys still exist, some people really do only need their finger.
Welcome home, Jennifer.
The Cubs ending their World Series drought. By the time Back to the Future Part 2 was released, over 80 years had passed since the Chicago Cubs last won the World Series. But screenwriter Bob Gale, a St. Louis Cardinals fan, envisioned a 2015 where the Cubs finally would end the historic drought. And wow, was he close!
Wait a minute. Cubs won World Series.
What many called a curse was finally broken when the Cubs won the World Series in 2016.
I have to ask you, you predicted that the Cubs were going to win the World Series in 2015.
We did.
That is right now.
Even though the movie's prediction was 1 year off, we're considering it an amazing prediction because of just how long the drought was, and how unfamiliar it became for the Cubs to be on top of the baseball world. Marty's reaction says it all. Oh yeah, and they also predicted there would be an MLB franchise in Miami. Impressive indeed.
Against Miami?
Yeah, it's something, huh? Who would have thought? 100 to 1 shot.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Video calls.
McFly!
Fujitsu-san!
Talking to someone in another place while seeing their face live on a screen once seemed totally futuristic. Technically, video telephones had been invented before Back to the Future, but they weren't widely used at all. The film franchise took the technology a step further in its envisioned 2015 society. During a scene in Back to the Future Part 2, Marty answers a video call from his coworker, who pops up on a big screen.
If this thing works, it'll solve all your financial problems.
And if it doesn't work, Needles, I could get fired.
This surely left many viewers thinking, how cool would that be? Well, fast forward to the 21st century, and video calling has become second nature with platforms like Skype, FaceTime, Zoom, and more.
Mobile devices have back and front cameras and can be used while on the go. We know people will rotate these devices from portrait to landscape, so we adjust accordingly. On the go.
What Back to the Future prediction stood out to you most? Let us know in the comments.